Uh, just wait a little bit. No, not this, no. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I will do like this. Yes, just 1 second, because I would like maybe to put some image. Maybe this. Okay. That. Okay, I will try to find. Okay, image. Image. Just wait, because I have just something to fix. I thought I will not need that, but yes, in fact I need. Yes. Okay, I will put like this. Okay. Yes. Okay, I think it's okay. So thank you very much to be here for this session, lojong mind training. So we'll continue with our training, our practice. So last time we started with an exercise. I think you remember. We tried to train ourselves with love and compassion. Mainly we train ourselves with love, and with this very simple exercise, but an exercise based on the equality with other. But first we'll take refuge, develop bodhicitta, and after we go again maybe in that exercise or in another one, we'll see. And we'll explore together this practice of lojong mind training. But first, the refuge. Sangye cho tong tsoge cho namla chang chong parado dani kyapsuji dage jin tsoge pe sanam ke drola penchir sangye drom paraisho semchen tam che dewa tang deve jo tang den parajurji dungal ke jo tang warajurji dungal mebe dewa tang paratang mindral warajurji Nyering jadang yedang travedang Chenpola nambarajuraj Tolen tsawe lama rinpoche Dage jivaral medencha Karin chenpe gane che sunte Ko sung toge ngadro taldosa. Okay. So taking refuge, developing bodhicitta, it's always the first step, but the most important step. Not just because we take refuge, as we know, thinking that we have to take refuge. No, it's more than that, because it's a way for us to remind that we have to turn our mind toward the Dharma. It's exactly, we learned and explored together the 4 Dharma of Gampopa, you remember that, and so the first Dharma is really Chö Sudowa, and so it means that the first thing is that we go in the direction of the Dharma, so it's really turning the mind. So, because in fact, even if we practice the Dharma, turning the mind, it's another thing. Because we can do our practice, sure, but sometimes just to reflect, am I turning my mind toward the Dharma? So this is another question. It's not just doing my practice, but really it goes to the to the point of aspiration, and aspiration, as we all know, is so important, because aspiration it's the Mun Lam, we can say, so the wishes, And the wishes in Tibetan, it's beautiful because wishes means mun lam. Lam means the path. Mun means to aspire, to tend to have the wish to go somewhere. So mun lam, this is really one important dimension. So it's for our practice of mind training, it's so important because first we have to remind ourselves that this is the point, reaching enlightenment for the welfare of all sentient beings, to have this clear in mind. But it's also more than that, because we can take it as a formula also. But going to refuge or going to enlightenment, taking refuge in order to seek enlightenment, it means also the wish that we have to get rid of our confusion. So it's like giving us a chance in a way, it's like at any moment, every day when we start a practice, it's like saying, okay, I start again. I give to myself a chance to get rid of my confusion. And to be clear on that, because sure, I need to make progress. This is, absolutely sure. But also I need to be aware of my confusion and be aware that I have to get out of that, to get rid of that. But with that mind training in mind, or mind training perspective in mind, so I can also understand that having confusion, it's the starting point for my practice, because I can use that confusion. And so it's like saying, in that particular case, I take refuge with the wish of being free from this confusion in order to free others from confusion, and also using that confusion as a way of reaching enlightenment. So it's like the first decision I make into the practice. And after, there is this recitation of Semchen Tamche Dewa Tang Dewe Ju Tang Denpara Juruchik. And so this is the first sentence where we develop love. And so this was the training or the exercise we done last time. So using that phrase, you remember the 5 steps. So the 5 steps, along with we develop love, first love and then compassion. And so we develop love for ourselves, for those we love, or for those we really like. And after, for those we don't know, all these people that we, every day we go to the grocery and buying stuff, and so we meet people and to the post office or in the train or everywhere. So we go and cross our road with other roads, other beings, and all these ones that we meet and that we don't know, we think about them. And after the fourth step, it's with those we don't like, we dislike, our enemies, the so-called enemies, or those that are difficult for us, irritating us, making us very angry sometimes. And so the 5th point or 5th step, it's to develop love for all the beings. And so slowly we try to train ourselves in the development in the development of love and compassion. Why are we doing this? Is that clear when I say equality with others as a first step with in the direction of exchanging with others? Are you clear on that point? Equality with others. Why do we need to develop love in order to develop this sense of equality with others? what is the logic behind? Is there someone who can explain that? It can be nice just to see how we understand and to make I don't know, to make it maybe clear if necessary on that point. What is the logic? You know, our wish is to develop equality before exchanging with others. But why do we need love and compassion? So this kind of exercise in order to have this understanding and feeling of being equal with others. Nikki, do you want to explain?
Can you ask the question again, please?
You know, the question is, we use this training or exercise. I see Pavel now. Oh, yes. We use this exercise with love. And we use it in order to develop equality with others. And we need equality with others in order to exchange with others. Because maybe we have to remember that Shantideva says very clearly that first we need equality with others. We have to train in that, on equanimity, we can also say that. Then after, we can exchange, we can go further. But first we need to have this sense of equality. And the exercise we use with these 5 steps, it's a way, a mean to develop this sense of equality. But what is the logic behind that? You know the logic of equality that we need to exchange with others. What is the justification? What is the reason that we need? First, we need equality. For what reason? Could you explain?
Yeah, for example, I will start.
No, it was Nikki.
Nikki was first. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you're more smart your answer than mine.
No. But the point is not to be good in the answer. The point is to exchange. You know, and after we can have different point of view on that, and we can exchange, we can clarify, and this is the point. Not to.
The equanimity, when I'm answering spontaneous, is that you don't start to project something on the others, that you see yourself as the same as the other person. It's a good basis, for example, to love your enemy.
Yes. Okay, projecting. This is really interesting. You're projecting something on the other one. Yes, it's a good start, we can say. So maybe Pavel, you wanted to answer. So can you add something to that?
Yeah, I could say, for example, that to know that we suffer equally, all, like we have the same Buddha. We have the same Buddha nature, and also at the same time, also we have all the suffering that make us continuous in the samsara, and through understanding that, we develop also love, because
Pavel, he is stuck in the answer. Okay, you're coming back.
I was scared because you didn't move, and I was thinking about this.
So you can explain again, because we had a gap, you know, with nothing. Just Pavel like this.
It was impressive, no, the answer.
Yes.
No, it was more like the equality. First starting point is like we have all Buddha nature, and then also that we are suffering. We share this this level of of and happiness and so on, and because we understand we suffering, also we understand that the others are at the same boat as us, and this love in the sense of saying, yeah, I want myself going out from this suffering, and I want you the same, no? Yes. Or the happiness in this case, because it's
the happiness.
I want you the happiness and.
Yeah, because in that case it's the happiness that counts. Okay, Adriana, do you want to add something?
Well, to me, it's like the making it this grasping eye fade away to become like equal with others and not getting attached to me, myself, and my own suffering. So maybe also like spreading this view to others, like Pavel said, that it's the same suffering within all of us, right? So also not to grasp within myself and I, yes?
Yes, interesting also, Adriana. Klaus, do you want to add something?
I think, I mean, just for me, the main point is that I like this idea that we are, like Pavel said, all in the same boat.
Yes.
So the direction is clear for some of us and some not so clear. So we can share and feel equal. So we have the same goal more or less, and this is the basic feeling in which that's a lot to go on.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are all beings, and we have all the inherent that we wanna receive love or give love, and this we all have in common, even if we are angry, mad, or something else. And when we understand this, we look with different eyes to the other person or to the other being.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is really a very good point. Maybe if we want to summarize this in one sentence or in very few words, how you will say that? You can start, Nikki.
Yeah, we have all the same nature.
Same?
The same nature.
Same nature. Okay, same nature. Pavel, Regina also?
Yeah, I would say that we have common experiences of what is suffering and what is happiness.
Okay,
and
yes.
This, when we really go convinced about this and aware about this later helps us to develop love and compassion, because we're really convinced about these common experiences, that we are in this point all the same.
Yes.
Was more than one sentence.
yes, a long sentence, but no, why not? No, it's really interesting. Adriana, if you want to put it in very few words, what you would say?
Maybe the same, like it's like forgetting this I concept and being together in the same Buddha nature.
Okay. And Pavel, if you had only, I don't know, 2, 3, maximum 4 words to use, how you would say?
Yes, you said I want the happiness, and all beings want the same.
Yes, exactly. We can say hello, Sibyl. We can, yes, exactly. And so I think personally for myself, it's really interesting to try to summarize, because it makes me, it gives me the opportunity to make it very clear what is the real point. And for me, if I want to share with you, I would say what I want, they want also, or what they want, I want. So they want to be happy, I want to be happy. And so it's, even we can say in the mind training perspective, it's really, really, really simple. We go to that simpleness. We can even say, it's a good way of practicing the Dharma, because we don't need. For instance, Adriana, you said something very interesting, to get rid of this identification to an I and everything. But this is quite complicated, in fact. And so that's why, in the mind training perspective, we can even say that we can use that confusion of the I, because the I of you, if I say it in that way, the I of yourself, Adriana, he's exactly the same as the I of myself. So you want to be happy, I want to be happy. Before wishing to get rid of this identification, there is something more not exactly deep, but at the really root of my confusion, but also in the root of my confusion, there is also the root of my need. Because as soon as there is an I, there is suffering and there is aspiration of getting free from that suffering. That's why, the Buddha, it's very interesting. The Buddha said in many sutras, in a very simple way, all beings wants to be happy and they don't want to suffer. That's all. And after, sure, we understand that the way they used to be happy, it's not exactly the good one. But this is another question. First, we go back to the fact that everyone needs to be happy. So it's interesting, because the problem of suffering, sure, you're right, Adriana, the problem of suffering, it's the identification to an I. But the trick in mind training, it's to say, okay, if this is the root of my suffering, it can be also the root of my development. It's like going back to the point where the problem starts. So the problem starts with the I, an I that wants, or he wants to be happy. He wants not to suffer. So it's like to take it seriously and saying, okay, you need that, so it means that any sentient beings who is identified with his or her sense of I experiment the exact same thing because of the I. And so this is really interesting in Shantideva, because Shantideva, he knows that we are totally trapped in the I. So he doesn't say to us, first get rid of this I, then after you can develop all the qualities of the Dharma. So he's really intelligent, using the I, using that confusion, saying that, yes, you have this confusion. So look what this confusion makes you doing, because this confusion it's like if our I confusion, it's asking something to us. It's like if all our life we're trying to serve this confusion, or to fulfill the need of the I. But if we are more aware of that, so we try to understand that the other one, they do exactly the same thing. They try to fulfill the need of the I. And what is this fundamental need? To be happy. That's all. And so it means that with mind training, we try to go back to that point, always. So that's why we are using, sure, Adriana, you're right. The day we are totally free from this identification of I, so we can say that we are free from a lot of problems. But first, we have to deal with that. So that's why we can use mind training. And mind training is very useful for people like us, because we are not very well developed. Spiritually, you know, we are trapped in many things. We do a lot of mistakes. We have a lot of bad thoughts. And but we have a good point. We understand it. And so we know that doing like this makes us suffer a lot. So we understand. So we understand, we first we understand that there is dukkha, suffering, and we understand a little bit what are the causes of suffering. So this is a very good start for mind training, because as Klaus, you said, we are in the same boat. So this is exactly the point. We are in the same identification boat. You know, there is the same name on the boat, I. So the boat is the same in a way. And because of that, we work with that. We work with that identification. So perfect. I think, yes, I just wanted to, I know that you know, this is sure, but knowing all together, it's always very good, because it gives some fuel, you know, to that. It's like, you know, when we tell a story, it's like going back to the story we like. So okay, yes, we were saying that, and so okay, we go back to that. And so now I think it would be good to do this exercise again with love, and then after with compassion, and to see naturally how we go from one to the other one, from love to compassion, but very naturally. Okay, so we can do that this exercise. And so this exercise starts with this fundamental need of myself. I want to be happy, and so I have this wish. May I be happy, and may I have all the cause of happiness. And the exercise is not just to say the sentence, not to say the words, but to feel it. So, you know, to have this pleasure of thinking in that way. You know, we go and touch this sensation. You know, yes, I want to be happy. May I be happy. May I have all the causes of happiness really clearly. And so in ourselves we try to touch this wish, to touch this sensation that we have, you know, to experiment that sensation, really experimenting. May I be happy and have all the causes of happiness. Sometimes it's not that easy to wish happiness for ourselves, because we have to be very simple. We don't have to put a precise image or a form to that happiness. Just happiness, just to be happy, no more than that. Very simple. I just want to be happy. May I be happy? Yes, really. And we take time just to touch, to experiment, to experience that happiness, that wish. Then after, the next step, it's to think about someone we really love, our mother, father, auntie, uncle, whoever, lovers, friends, but someone really dear to ourselves. And so we very naturally, in the same way, we wish, may that person be happy, really. Again we touch, again we experience that feeling, that sensation, the joy that we have thinking in that way. May that person be happy, really, and have all the causes of happiness. We rejoice to have this thought, really simple. In a very, very simple way. And in the same manner, with this simplicity, we think to all these people we saw today. Maybe we stopped somewhere. I was on the highway stopping to have a drink, something, a coffee. I met people. I forgot to think, may all these beings that I don't know, yes, I don't know them, I will never see them again in my life, but may they all be happy, really, and having the cause of happiness. And again, I go to that simplicity, to that sensation. Going to that sensation means, to turn that phrase, to turn these words again inside our mind, to it's like eating them, having the taste of them in our mouth. Yeah, may all these beings be happy and have the cause of happiness. Yeah. And naturally, we can go further and we can think to reflect on that person we don't like. We don't take the worst one, the really awful one, from whom we really suffer a lot. No, just someone we have some difficulties with him or with her. And we just open the possibility in ourselves, thinking, yes, why not? May that person too be happy and have the causes of happiness. In a very simple way. We don't have to reflect on that situation or reflect on that person, but just to experience the possibility, or even the joy. If we feel joy, it's perfect, but just the possibility, only the possibility of thinking, yes, may that person too be happy and have all the cause of happiness. Okay, then after we are ready to think, may all the beings, all the sentient beings. And again, we go deeper into that sensation. Really, it's like taking a bath. You go in, you swim in that water of love. Really, you, without fear, we just feel it. Yes, may all these beings, really, we think, really, totally, with simplicity, may all these beings, wherever they live, whatever they do, whoever they are, may they be totally happy, all, and knowing the causes of happiness. So it includes myself. It includes naturally the one I love, all those I don't know, all those I don't like, and all the beings, and that planet, and that city, in that country, in this world, in other worlds. And again we think, may all these beings be happy and free from suffering, in fact. And so that's why we can go to compassion very naturally. Because if for myself I think, may I be happy and have all the causes of happiness, naturally I can think, may I be free from suffering and cause of suffering, in a very natural way, very simple way. Really. And in the same manner, in the same way, may this person very dear to myself, I care a lot for that person, so may that person too be totally free from suffering and from the causes of suffering, very naturally. And same thing for these people I don't know. Same thing. May they too be totally free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Sure. Even if I don't know them, the wish is very clear, very simple. And so in the same way, may all this one, or this particular one with whom it's so difficult, he makes me very angry, it's difficult, I don't want to see him or her. But anyway, yeah, if I wish that he will be happy, I can wish also that, yes, why not? He can also be free from suffering, and I can open myself to that possibility, clearly. And then after, so very clearly I can wish, I can touch in myself the sensation, I can experiment this sensation of thinking, yes, may all the beings, all the sentient beings be free from suffering and from the causes of suffering. Yes. And again, I go back to that simplicity. What I want, they want it. What I don't want, they don't want it. I want happiness. I don't want unhappiness. Same thing for them. And I remain a little bit in that sensation. Sure, I create that sensation. Whereas speaking of training, mind training, I train myself. Maybe first it's not very natural, but I train myself. I open myself to that possibility. Maybe I'm a little bit shy first. It's even maybe difficult to say that or to think in that way. But I train myself thinking in that way, feeling in that way, experimenting this sensation. Experimenting the pleasure of thinking that, the pleasure of thinking, may all beings be happy. May all beings being free from suffering. The pleasure of thinking that. Okay, so we can come back. We come back. Slowly we come back. Yes, we come back. Yeah, very good. Yes. Yeah. It's really like going somewhere. See, it's a beautiful exercise. And as I said, we sometimes we are a little bit shy, you know. For instance, for myself, you know, doing that exercise with you, first, you know, I have to totally to open myself to that possibility. And now, you know, in English, it's not that easy also, because I really have to feel, but I feel also that it's a very good exercise, because at one point I touch something, but very simple, you know, it's not complicated at all. It's not a realization of something, you know, it's not an accomplishment of something. It's just a thought, a very good thought. You know, there is this beautiful story of Atisha with Drumtumpa, and at one moment Atisha he has I don't know, a pain in a leg, or even to his head, and he asked Drumtumpa, his really dear disciple, and he said, please put your hand on my leg or my head, whatever. And he said, do it because you have good thoughts, so it will makes me makes me feeling good, you know, just because you have good thoughts. And I really love that, you know, this short passage of you know, extract of Patrul Rinpoche when he says that, because we are touching with that kind of exercise, we are touching something very simple, very kind, very good. And I can even say that we are curing ourselves, because we start to feel love and compassion. And feeling love and compassion, it's the medicine that we need. I'm totally convinced of that. And we have to be convinced of that more and more. So for that, you know, we can read Shantideva, Patrul Rinpoche, all these, sure, Karmapa, you know, all these masters we have, extraordinary masters we have. They are teaching us love and compassion, that's all. And wisdom will come, but this we need, we absolutely need to do that. Okay, so yeah, maybe I would suggest we can do a little bit Tonglen practice. We can do that, because this is the preparation of the Tonglen, you know. Because with that, when you are well prepared with that, Tonglen, it's more natural. You can, yeah, you understand, yeah, sure, yes, sure, I will give, sure, I will take, you know, you want to do it, you know, it's okay. You are not full of fear of doing that, because you touch the point, you came back to the point, the essential point of equality with others. So we can imagine to go further. We can start to try to exchange. You know, you like my happiness, so I give it to you. You have a lot of suffering, so we exchange. I take your suffering to myself. Yes, it's possible. It's possible because I know deeply that because this is exactly what I want for myself. I want someone, or I want to be in a situation where I can be free from that suffering. So beautiful, there is someone who say, yes, I take it for myself, no problem. You can be totally free from that because I take it for myself. But it's amazing, this way of thinking. Usually we don't think in that way. So that's why we have to prepare ourselves for doing this. But before going into Tonglen practice, I just wanted to know if it's okay for you, what we've done, if it fits to what you want to develop, or if you have something just to exchange or say, or even nothing. It's just to, just that you have the space for saying something, sure, or exchanging or sharing, I don't know. If not, we go in the exercise, but just...
I wanted to underline what you were saying, that at the beginning, one is very shy when you start with oneself. But in this, there is also a deep potential of healing, as you said. And
exactly.
This touched me deeply, because it's the foundation that you feel the same for other beings.
Yes.
Or a different way. Yes.
You're right.
It's very beautiful.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. Because in a way, it's like, and when we do that together, it's very, for me, it's really touching, because it's like, to be without protection, it's, I really wish something that you are wishing, and we are exactly the same at that moment, and it's like opening ourselves to others. And it's quite, yes, I think, one day, one of you lead the exercise, and you will see. It's like to be totally open in front of the eyes of the other ones. It's really interesting. Next day, next session, you will do it, Nikki. You will see. It's a very good experiment, really. Okay. Do you want to someone else, Regina, Pavel, Adriana, Klaus, if you want to say something or not, or we can start with Tonglen. I don't know. It's okay. We start with Tonglen. You want to share something? No, we start. Okay, perfect. So normally you have the text of practice. So maybe we can try to use it in a simple way. So that we we use that text just because there is for many reasons, but the main reason is that there is a short Guru Yoga first, and this Guru Yoga is very good, really powerful, and it's like being in relation with all those they already developed love and compassion, and so that's why we are saying we make that prayer. So I will open my book also, so like that I have the same one. Okay, lojong. I just have to find again. Okay, lojong, yes. Okay. Okay, so we have the Guru Yoga, and in the text we say for the Guru Yoga part, we say Rangi Chiwurpe Den La Tsawe Lama. So this part is just it is just the description. Agathe, si tu vas plus dehors, tu fermes la porte.
Je vais venir dehors.
Ok.
Mais je peux la faire, mais si ça te dérange.
Non, ça va.
Ça me dérange pas.
No, c'est okay, c'est okay. So this part is just the description of the visualization, as you see. So we say, above my head on the throne of the lotus and the moon resides the Guru. His face is smiling, his body is radiant, and he regards all beings with compassionate intent. In essence, he is the union of all root gurus and lineage lama. He is prayed to with ardent devotion. So that part, it's not because it is written in a phonetic that you have to read it absolutely. This is more a description of what we have to reflect on, or let's say visualize. So it's a reminder of what we have to visualize. So we can just first establish this visualization above our head. So that's all. So we can take few maybe 1-2 minutes just to do that visualization, thinking that the root guru, he is seated above our head on a lotus moon disk. The root guru can be Karmapa, can be a lama, can be the Buddha, can be Milarepa, can be Shamarpa, whoever, in fact, just a good root guru. And not in flesh and bone, it's not only that. In essence, he is the compassion. He is luminous, smiling. He can be regarded as Chenrezi also, as a bodhisattva. Yes, he is present. So, through the power of the visualization, so his presence is there. So then after, we recite this prayer. Just after that. And the prayer says, Pure Lama and perfect spiritual master, grant me your grace, or your blessing. I beg you, bring forth in me incomparable love, compassion, and bodhicitta. And again, the text says that we can pray like this 100 or 1,000 of times. The point is to be transformed. We are transformed by this prayer. We totally open ourselves to that presence, to that wishes. So this is the point of reciting this prayer, in fact. So I will recite it in Tibetan, but you can recite in English or in your language. The point is, again, to feel it. Lama yang da pa yungi gewe jinyin jembe dala jinje labdus cham ninje chung chumge simje bara jinje la jewaranje dosul Lama yang da pa yungi gewe jinyin jembe jinje labdus cham ninje chung chumge simje bara jinje la jewaranje dosul Lama yang da pa yungi gewe jinyin jembe dala jinje Cham ninje chung chung simche ba chen jula je waran je dos Lama yang da ba yung ge ge we jin yin chen be dong la jin je lam dos Cham ninje chung chung ge sam che paran chen chul la che waran ja do lamma yang da ba yang ge ve chin yin chen be da la chen je la do cham ninje chung chung ge sam che paran chen chul la che waran ja do lamma yang da ba yang ge ve chin yin chen be da la chen je la do cham ninje chung chung ge sam che paran chen chul la che waran ja do lamma yang da ba yang ge ve chin yin chen be da la chen je la do cham nin je chung chung ge sam che paran chen je la je waran ja do lamma yang da ba yang ge ve chin yin chen be da la chen je la do cham nin je chung chung ge sam che paran chen je la je waran ja do lamma yang da ba yang ge ve chin yin chen be da la chen je la do cham nin je chung chung ge sam che paran chen je la je waran ja do lamma yang da ba yang ge ve chin yin chen be da la chen je la do cham nin je chung chung ge sam che paran chen je la je waran ja do. Alone we can recite that prayer as much as we want, really, no problem with that. And after we think mainly that this root guru, he's melting in light, and so this light pass through the crown of our head, descend in our heart, where he dwells there in a like sphere of light, like an egg, really thin skin of an egg. It's not that we have to visualize an egg, but just like a globe of light open on the top, and this spiritual master inside our heart. And so his presence just naturally dissolve in the non-conceptual state of mind. It's like totally receiving the blessing of that love and compassion. Then after we start Shine. Shine is so important in that practice also. Shaman Rinpoche stress a lot on that practice. When you read his commentary on mind training, we understand it's important. But for now, we just count 21 breathing, respiration. So breathing in, breathing out, count for 1, and like this for 21, just to settle the mind, to calm the mind, to remain. Okay. We can do more than 21, but it's just again a way of stabilizing. Yeah, I don't know, just to settle the mind, let's say. And then after, so we enter into the practice of Tonglen in a very simple way with joy. So this is important. And again, it's a training. So it doesn't mean that first we feel that joy. Maybe not, maybe yes, doesn't matter. The point is when we give, so first we imagine someone we want to give. Sure, someone we like. Mother, father, lovers, whoever. Really someone who is really, really dear to ourselves. So we want to give, and sure we'll want to take. And so that's why it's really important to use someone, a being to whom we feel that love, because it's very easy to give love. It's really easy to take the suffering. And when we say giving love, it is in a very simple way. It doesn't mean giving something special, something particular. No, we don't, but consciously we don't go into the details, because into the details we never know what makes the other happy. So we don't go into that. We just give happiness because we know that I want that. As Nikki, you said before, I want to be loved. That's all. The other one wants to be loved. So we give all goodness we have, all happiness we have. So I give it to you. May you be happy by receiving this. So I give it to you. All the suffering you have, it's too much for you. I know, I understand. It's exactly the same thing for myself. So I take it. You know, and you do that with the breathing. Breathing is just a way to help us doing that, to go deeper in that movement. So when we breathe out like a white light, giving to the other, they thinking that they receive, they are touched with that light. When we breathe in, so it's like a dark light. So we inspire and we think it goes and melts into our heart. But we are not afraid for that, because we feel that joy, the joy of thinking that the other one, this really dear person I know, now he's totally free from that suffering. That's all. And we remain in that simplicity. And so we try to do this exercise. Giving and taking. Sometimes it can be helpful. Lama Songpo, sometimes he used deep breathing in and deep breathing out in order to make it more theatric, like a theater. We can experiment in a more concrete way. So when you breathe out, you can really think that the other is receiving, and when you bring in, so you're really breathing. You can try for that. We have to see what is more efficient for us. Okay, friends, you can come back slowly. Sure, when you are alone or the next time we can do longer. So this is always possible, absolutely. The more clear we can do the exercise, the more it's good, but we can also be totally confused and use that also. There is always a possibility with mind training to use the present situation. For instance, imagine you cannot do it, and it pisses you off. You are totally upset by this. So you can use that present situation, and this frustration you feel. For instance, you can say, okay, all the frustration of any beings. Okay, I understand how it's uncomfortable to feel it, so I inspire this and it melts into my own frustration. In that case, you can use it. If you are so happy, so it goes very well, and so you have a feeling of developing in a very good way, and so again you use that in the mind training perspective. So it's so good what I feel, so I give it to all the sentient beings. So we have to remember to do that in lojong. We are not doing this just in the perspective of becoming extraordinary. If we become extraordinary, it's good, but it's not compulsory, We don't have. We can be very bad, but we can be a very good lojong practitioner, even if we're bad, because you can imagine that all this you can use it in the lojong perspective. So in the lojong perspective, we don't care about what happened to ourselves. This is not the point. The point is not to become good. It's just to, by developing love and compassion, in fact, we are curing our own disease, our own confusion. Maybe first we don't see it, but slowly we understand, really. We need that. It's not that we are doing this for the other one. Yes, sure, we use the presence, we use the imagination of the other one. You use that, good, okay, but we need that for ourselves. As Shantideva, he's always saying, you want to do your good, you want to do your welfare, you care about your welfare, so try to do the welfare of others. So he's not saying don't take care of yourself. No, you really you want something for you, so do it for the other one. So it's like saying you want to progress, so open to others. But we need to open to others in order to progress in ourselves. So we need to develop love and compassion, not because all the other one, they are waiting that we become a very great bodhisattva, but becoming a great bodhisattva means that we get rid of our confusion. We develop love, compassion, and wisdom naturally. So that's why we need that for us. And so at the end of the practice, on the booklet, you have also wishes. Normally, we should have different kind of wishes, but we have, short version, this is good. We have dedicate the virtue, so we can first dedicate the virtue. You have this on your booklet. It's very simple. Okay, perfect. So, gewa di nyurutuda tuje chimpo drubjurne doa chikyang malupa te sala gu parasho. The meaning is, through the merit of this, may I swiftly attain the realization of great compassion, and thereby every single sentient being reach that state as well. So again, it's a really simple dedication and very clear. I want to become like Chenrezig, to develop all these qualities, so I want also to establish all other beings in that quality. And then after we have the wish of lojong practice, and it's really beautiful. I will read it into English so like that we really understand the meaning. And sure, after we do as we want, we can recite it in Tibetan or in our own language, no problem, sure. In general, may I have the power to lead all beings to Buddhahood, in particular, from now on until it is actualized. May I never forget, even in a dream, the precious bodhicitta in its two aspects. May I make it blossom, and may I use adverse conditions as allies to realize enlightenment. Tribute to the rare and sublime Lama. As the being I am, may I put my body, speech, and mind at the service of all beings that fill space. May I accomplish in all my actions an immense good for living beings. May no thoughts contrary to Dharma arise in my mind for a single moment. If that should happen, may that thought never come true. May I complete what the Buddhas of the 3 ages conceived in their mind. And after, Lama Yidam Dakini, give us your attention. What I and all beings, without exceptions, have gathered through our 3 doors as virtue, so body, speech, and mind, is dedicated in the sphere of awakening. May the fruit of unsurpassable achievement be obtained. And the final dedication, to the merit of this, may I attain the state of all-seeing, omniscience, defeat the enemy of thoughts, and liberate beings from the ocean of existence, which is churned by the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. The last one is really the common dedication. So we can add any kind of dedication we want. So this is the whole process. We can also add 7-branch prayer, but really in the short way, this is the way we can do the practice of Tonglen. But really based on the development of love and compassion, and most important, on this sense of equality. Yes, friends. So we have finished here, and thank you very much. Again, we can do the dedication together. Sanam di tamche zigbane tumne nyebe dranam pamjene kega nache balap trupaye sipe tsole drowa drolwarai sho. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
It was
you.
really,
Wonderful.
really nice to practice with you. It's nice. Sometimes we have time together. We can do Tonglen, lojong, and it's really helping me. So thank you very much.
Jean-Marc, also will be great if in the future when you do, I said this already, but it will be nice in the future when you gave a course in Montchadon about
Yes.
lojong,
Yes.
to learn like to have the chance to receive it in English,
Yes.
and then like then we can join,
Yes.
for example.
Yes, sure. We have to find a way. Yeah, really. Why not? Would be beautiful. I hope we can find a way, because for the translation, yeah, yeah. Why? But why not? Maybe someone can translate, and yes, it would be beautiful and nice. Yeah, it will be anyway very nice to practice together. It's always a very good experience to do that,
Yeah.
to participate to these workshops. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. We can make the wish. We can make the wish. Really, sure. Okay, friends. So everything is okay for you. We can stop here.
I have to add one more thing. I think
Yeah.
right now there is an old teaching of Jean-Marc Rinpoche online
Yes.
from Dakpo about lojong. So
Yes.
maybe anyone who wants to join or to see, it's only 24 hours or 36 hours to see.
Yes. Yes.
And
Right.
it's also very interesting. So it's
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
very close to your teachings.
Yeah, no,
Very nice.
absolutely, absolutely. And yes, personally, I recorded the video to have it with me. So if you miss the chance to see it from Dakpo, so I will send you the link. But please be discreet, okay? Because they don't want to that we do that. They ask, please don't record. But for myself, I thought it's so precious, so I will record anyway. But it's not to spread everywhere, But if people they really need, for us, for instance, we are practitioner of lojong, and so we can use and keep it for ourselves. So if you don't have the chance of watching this video on lojong, so we can see after, and I can send you the link also, so we can try.
And Jean-Marc, also, I think would be great if we can also in the future have recordings from La Mala, about lojong, when you was explaining lojong.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Yes, I have all the
it
recordings.
would be great, really.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, because I know you.
No, sure. And yeah, no, definitely. Yes. There is so many good things we can do with lojong. This is sure. Yeah, really. So we'll see what we can do with all of this, but we can do a lot, I think. And there is very good material we can use. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Okay, friends. So I wish you a very happy evening. Thank you very much again. Bye-bye. All the best. And take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.